Today we are at Cleveland Pickleball Center pouring a fairly small job, but it's a parking lot. So what I want to show you here is actually about 150 yards of concrete we're going to put down here at the Cleveland Pickleball Center. It's definitely something we'd like to do every day for people, so we want to take you behind the scenes and show you what we're going to do, what equipment we're going to use, like the skid steer behind us for grading, and some equipment that's in the trailer, how many yards we're gonna put down today, how much more of this job we still have to do, because 150 yards is only the start. You can see there's still a lot more to do. There's a whole nother section here. There's a whole nother half as well. Not to mention there's trees to take down, a lot of cleanup to do, but there is so much to do and talk about at the Cleveland Pickleball Center project here. I know we are trying to avoid different things as well. There's a little bit of dirt and dust everywhere. But again, this is a smaller project for Greenscape, but what we're looking to do on a daily basis here. So what I want to take you through is really what we're doing and how we're doing it, because we split this project basically in half. So where you're looking at here is kind of the first half of what we started to prep. Behind us is actually all of the second half of the project over here. So we will pour probably 300 yards over here, and then we'll pour 300 yards over here, which will include some outdoor pickleball courts too by the time we are done. So let's take us back here just 2 days where we were actually looking at the back of those houses there that were actually lined with trees. So if we're looking at that and how it's all wide open and cleared now, you'll see it looked like this right here. So you can see this line of trees. This same concept was this over here. So we took out all the trees, all the stumps, hauled out over 1,200 yards of debris. So you can see we're down a little bit here. We took out over 1,200 yards of debris in one day. And then yesterday we were here actually prepping and grading it from there. So we didn't haul away anymore. This was more about prep. So that's step 2. So, haul it away. Now step 2 for the prep. Step 3, the form and the pouring. So we were forming this up late last night. And what I want to show you is this is actually what we finished with last night in the dark with the headlights on, with that skid steer helping us get this down. But this is actually the first part we did. This is about 60 yards of concrete right here from the middle of the entryway all the way back to the property line, roughly 55, 60 yards. We poured everything at about 5-inch. We were gonna shoot for 4 because it's really just car traffic, but also we know we're gonna have other traffic through here like dump trucks or delivery trucks. So we wanted to keep it a little thicker, but you know what? Every inch is more money, so we gotta be careful. It could be thousands of dollars in concrete for every inch of concrete we pour in thickness. So what you're looking at here is actually the catch basin we had to lift up. So that was one. Again, all this water is graded there. We took out shrubs along this line too. So we actually gained 6 feet of property that is ours, but there was trees and shrubs and debris in the way. So what we did was extend it out that way. We actually gave the neighbor a little bit of buffer too, because there's 8 feet between the property line, or there's 8 feet between his house and the property line there and our concrete, which it's only, I think, 3 feet. So we gave him 5 feet of grass, which we actually may put in as some shrubs as well too, as like a little bit of a buffer. So we could have basically poured up against his house, but we didn't. Again, we're gonna give him a little bit of a break because there will be cars parking in this entire area. About 600 yards of concrete will be done here. Again, we're gonna do the first 150 today. Actually, we have another truck coming, so we're gonna have to get out of the way here in a second. But I think we also have about 60 parking spots. So that's what we're gonna make from here. So imagine spending perhaps 300 yards of concrete down on the ground at a cost of at least $150 a yard, plus the time and the energy and all this debris, all the removal, everything for 60 parking spots. 60 spots, that's it. So we're gonna move water and park 60 cars for a mere, $250,000. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Oh yeah. So what we could see is actually this string right here is actually the grade level. So it's usually the trip hazard is what it is. So we don't always see that there. Today, we're not using wire mesh, and instead we poured with fiber. So what you see here, see all the little pieces of fiber in there? That's actually, instead of using the wire mesh, we used all that fiber. So it's an alternative and a different way to do it. So what we're actually doing here is pulling the pins. You know, this has been down for a few hours, so it's starting to set. We're gonna start yanking the pins, and we will pull that form here shortly, but we're gonna try and pour all the way up here. I think we have 3 more trucks to do right here. So we'll get one third done here, and then we'll start yanking this and we'll actually pour these together. This must have been the first thing down because it's already broomed and ready to go. We are dealing with the cold here. So every one of these trucks has a hot water charge, and it's just what's needed because you can't pour this with cold water at this time of the year. We are in the month of November. It will get cold at night. We will have to cover this with approximately 10,000 square feet of plastic or blankets. I think we have a combination of both, but if we put plastic over it and some straw, it'll insulate that. It'll actually be very hot underneath the concrete. And that temperature, I'm not really sure, but that would be an interesting fact to know, but it will actually be hot under there. Hey, Pete, how hot is the concrete if there's plastic and straw on top of it? Like
8 inches deep.
Oh, no. No. How hot is it under there?
If 90 degrees.
90 degrees, okay.
90 degrees.
So that's what I was just thinking about, like how hot is that? So
Yeah,
it's
with
staying,
plastic, straw, and plastic.
okay.
90 degrees underneath.
Okay, I was just thinking that. So we heard it, it's 90 degrees approximately, maybe under there. Could vary a little bit depending on if it's breathing a little bit. But imagine it being 32 outside, a ground temp of only 45 degrees, but then this concrete is cooking and curing, and it's over, 90 degrees. You can actually see right here, we're tamping the ground. So he's gonna keep that moving because it's actually going to pack all that stone and dust down. So what we're actually tamping is at least 4 inches of 304 limestone, which is crushed recycled limestone. So that's all the concrete driveways and everything all crushed up, and actually we reuse it for this. You want to compact it, you wanted, what I heard is some of this is as deep as 8 inch, not the whole area, because I know like over there, we're pouring it purposely a little thinner because it's only gonna be car traffic. So 4 inches there, and the main drive, he said, will actually be 8 inch. So that'll accommodate dump trucks, delivery trucks, or any other truck coming through, and really preserve that concrete. Right here is actually that property line we were talking about earlier, and you could see all the tree roots and everything we yanked out. So this is what, I mean, these trees were 60 feet tall, kind of like this oak behind us. It's just a massive tree. So there were a bunch of them right here. We actually took them out, cleaned them up so we can maximize our property and park one more car in here. We know pickleball is gonna be popular for this, and we wanna make sure there's parking for it. So definitely a great idea here. Wanna show you this. We're gonna get ready here to release this truck. He's gonna dump 10 yards of concrete in just a couple minutes. And then hopefully we get another truck in here and we'll be dumping another one, because really we wanna, cut this off here and call it a day here soon. So here's the moment we've been waiting for. We're actually dumping out 10 yards. This truck will be dumped in just a couple minutes. This will take no time at all. They basically just dump the truck out here. And again, the other truck will be right behind them. It takes these 12 guys to really move this concrete around. I mean, you can see one guy's kind of navigating the chute, and others are really just gonna get a rough level on it, and then we're gonna pull the boards through. So you can see maybe the guy actually running the chute is the most helpful because he can make it a little less work for everybody else. So that could be a good thing. Again, we're probably already halfway through this truck, and what has it been, 1 minute? So we've dumped, 5 yards in a minute, and we'll dump the other 5 here in a second, and he will be out of here. So you'll see the pink pin is actually a grade pin. So we have a marking on there so we know, if we're actually hitting level, and from one pin to the next over there, you'll be able to move it the correct way. So things to think about when you're way out here. See how he's pulling that concrete away from that pin there? He's kind of giving us a grade there. So anyway, That might be our truck. So I mean, that truck might be done at this point. Oh, and gotta get the concrete off my pants. I can't do that, you know. Got to keep it clean. So anyway, that truck's done and gone. I mean, or maybe there's something left. But there is 300 more yards of concrete to put in on the other side. So if he figures on dumping that, I was just trying to give an idea of how far 10 yards of concrete actually goes. So if we already put 10 down, now we got 10 more. We have, again, at least, well, it looks like we might have more than 2 trucks to go. So at least it'll give us an idea. We have probably maybe more like 30 more yards to go. So anyway, more to come. Again, leave us a comment on something you want to see, hear, do, talk about, and don't forget to think about how much does it cost to put down 150 yards in Cleveland of concrete in one day. So think about that, leave a comment, or criticize my blue shirt, because this one's actually pressed pretty nice. I think I got a few less wrinkles out of this one. I have 15 of them, so I mean, I just pick one. You know, when you get a stain on it, you just throw it away, pick another one. I actually called Joseph A. Bank for a special order, and I said, look, I need 15 of these, so just give me them so I can always be clean and nice. Usually I have an extra one even in the car. So today I don't, because it was kind of a holiday week, but definitely got a lot of shirts.